that doesn't mean that you can't buy underground THC cartridges at a number of smoke and vape shops. So we're gonna go look around, see what these stores have. And I'm wearing a wire, and hopefully I don't get caught. Can't see anything, right? Can't see anything. I'm wearing a wire here. Look okay. All right, let's go check it out. Oh, I'm so sketched out by myself. I wouldn't sell to me. All right. Hey, man. You guys got greens? No? Okay. Thanks, man. No go, no go. There's a couple more down here. I think he's a little sketched out. I mean, we just look like we're hanging out, right? Right? Okay, the next one's right up here. Hey, man, what's going on? You got any greens right now? Perfect. And these are legit, right? These are bootleg, right? How much are they worth? 140. All right, when they want to get paid, man, I'll be back. All right, so you get a bunch of shit in there. They were $104 a piece. All right, we go. Just across the street. Hey, man, how's it going? Good. How are you doing? Do you guys have greens? THC cartridges? Yeah? How much are these guys?
70.
70?
The half gram is 45. It's a good stuff.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I've read about those. I've read that they've got the bootlegs out there. These.
So far people come to them.
All right, that's all good, man. Thanks, dude. Yeah. He had a bunch of carts. He had like half grams, grams. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell about what's bootleg and what's not.
We were given a sample of a bodega-bought THC cartridge.
There's nothing in these right now, so I'm not in possession of THC.
It looked real to me with nice packaging and branding, but was it? I connected with Push, a distributor of THC carts in New York City, to see if he knew anything about these corner store carts.
I went shopping for some cartridges at a bodega. Do like any of your,
I don't do nothing like that, no.
Do you know where those cartridges come from?
I mean, most likely they come from LA, if not somebody, maybe they make them here.
The THC cartridges that you're selling out here, are they licensed to be made in California?
Yeah, some of them I'll have that are have license, and there's a lot of vape brands in California that operate in the gray market. They have their own original packaging and their own original, liquid, but they don't want to jump through the hoops to get licensed.
What's the quality of something that's in the gray market?
Sure, I mean, you can find really good shit. Like, I try to stick with brands that haven't gotten so big that they're, counterfeited. If I could buy the packaging online, I don't want that shit.
I showed Push the sample we had obtained to get his opinion on it.
The main thing is the packaging. Like, this is, somebody spent good money to design all this shit. They got big enough, and then somebody else said, well, we want to rip that brand off, and they knew somebody, a graphic designer, they knew somebody in China, and they just duplicated it, and now this is a clone. You don't know what the fuck is in this. It's not like you met Big Chief, right?
Right. I don't know, Big Chief.
Yeah.
So now you're doing the bubble test, right?
Oh, that shit ain't moving.
Okay.
That's not moving. So somebody that would only go by the bubble test would say, oh, this is good because this shit don't move. It's not moving at all. Which would probably mean that you don't want to hit this thing.
Rather than the bubble test, Push showed me what he called the Google test to avoid counterfeit brands.
So Big Chief packaging is what you showed me, right? So the first thing that pops up is that.
Holy shit.
So let me see that again. This is exactly.
Okay.
Look, you can buy 150 pieces of this at $2.14 a piece.
Wow, and that looks legit, right? So
Yeah.
that looks nice. That looks.
Exactly the same shit.
Holy shit! So I have no idea.
You don't know what this is. You don't know what's in there.
Push showed me a number of different cart brands that had counterfeit clones, each of them looking like the real deal.
Big Chief right now, their actual fucking website is all the way down here.
Do they have anything on their site about,
Yeah, here's how to verify the product.
Okay.
Is there a code somewhere? There it is. Ooh, not authentic.
No way.
Yeah.
So somebody's selling this shit at bodegas in Brooklyn, and it's not legitimate. That's just crazy, man.
Yeah, Google test.
Google test. Google test for the win.
Realizing that I had a counterfeit cartridge, I had to find out what was actually in this thing. I reached out to Pro Verde Labs to run some tests on our sample. The lab results that came back were alarming to say the least. The sample exceeded the acceptable amount for 8 pesticides, as well as contained a concentration of vitamin E acetate.
We saw this in there at about 8%, a little over 8.5%. This is potentially deadly, this particular cartridge. The pesticides were there at such a heavy concentration that we had to do further dilutions and able to analyze that and still be within our calibration range.
Wow.
So it's unusual that they are this heavily contaminated.
Were you surprised to find vitamin E acetate in this cartridge?
I was. It's well known. There's better alternatives. I thought by now that there would be no more in production.
We'll ever say.
Yeah, but you know what? I give it out too.
Of course you do.
You know, it's like, like if a black guy kissed me on the cheek, I go, did I just get sickle cell anemia? You know what I mean? You would like, it was just
Sounds
good
like that
joke.
happened.
Yeah, but yeah. And then you would like, I'm also very touchy-feely with comics. I would grab people's junk,
Yeah.
which you can't do anymore. So I don't do it anymore. But back in the day, you would just fuck around with comics, and I'm pretty strong when it comes to stuff like that, you know?
Who were your parents the most racist about growing up?
Well, they based it on, they owned a clothing store called Fashion Gal. And it was basically like, Lane Bryant for ethnic people, so Samoans.
Okay.
But every once in a while, Indians would walk in, and they wouldn't buy anything. So I heard that a lot. They don't buy nothing. Bobby, they come in, they will look around, you know what I mean? And you hear it, and you're like, all right, Dad, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're, cockroaches. Or if you did do a list of, one time you did do a list of, like a hierarchy of...
Well, we know who's top.
Korean.
Yeah.
Well, naturally, and then who's second place?
The second were, oddly enough, Japanese.
Yeah.
Really?
They're
Yeah.
pretty nice. The Asians
But
like
for a
the
Korean to give them...
Yeah, because they give it in terms of like economic strength
Okay.
and their position in the world and all that stuff. Yeah.
Let's
Number 3 was Chinese.
Okay.
Okay. Number 4 was snakes. Yeah. And number 5 was Mexicans. They were like animals in between it, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then my black friends go, "Where were we on the list?" I go, "The only list was up to 100." Yeah. So, but yeah, they they're pretty racist. But you know what? My dad's on the verge of death.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi.
Well, isn't that? But that's also generational. And I feel like we can't shit on them. It's like that's the time they came up. And it's like, what are you gonna do? Change a 7-year-old guy's life around, his brain around?
Well, let me
It's just
ask
not
you
sounding
guys,
off.
you two this. I know you're about to give birth. I know you're...
I have a couple months. But
I know,
sure.
I know. But I'm saying, like, I know you're in this thing. I know you're semi-happy in a relationship. Let's say you're single. All right? Take yourself to a single place.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it feels good, right? And this guy sends you a video. Would you...
Oh, shit. Here we go.
Would you go out? Would this play for you, basically? You know?
Give y'all some sex. We call this outdoor fucking.
Okay.
Fucking ladies.
I'm out. I'm tapped out.
Come on. Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
All right.
I feel like I saw this
feel
in
like-
public school a lot. Like when I was in public school, like dudes would just do this shit to you all the time, right? Yeah, it's fucked up. I mean, no one monitored it back in the day.
I thought...
Fuck the ground.
I gotta say, I'm just
Yeah,
surprised
so nasty.
at the reaction. I thought it was going to be real positive. I thought you both were going to be like, what's his number? Let me get it.
But
Yeah.
it's like that never worked for him.
You don't think so?
You don't
No.
know. You don't know that.
That move has never worked.
You don't know. But then why does he keep doing it?
I don't know why, because I don't know why he does it. There's more. Oh my god. It's a nice living room though. It's a nice house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh my god.
I like that eye contact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Relentless, sure.
Yeah, I don't think that.
Yeah, that's exactly what guys did in high school. You're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
This guy Joel Green would just whip his dick out and do this all day.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
There was a kid that would just run out of the bathroom at my school and he would rub his crotch and go, "Ooh, I got a boner." Just stuff like
I
that.
feel like that probably did it.
No. I'll be honest with you. I was very I was pretty Christian about my stuff.
Really?
Yeah, because you have to understand, in high school, I was, because I went through rehabs and stuff like that, and I had such a low self-esteem,
Yeah.
that I would never behave that way. I would do all my sexual deviancy and stuff in private.
Mm.
but when I was out in public, I was so shy and scared of the approval, disapproval of just people in general
Yeah.
that I just wouldn't, I wasn't outlandish in that way.